tell me about your life.
So actually I grew up in Germany, and lived there the whole time and did all my education in Germany. And when I was finished with my university, I planned actually a big trip. My trip was go to India, but somehow I got detoured. Actually, that started with an article in the newspaper that all these Germans go to India because they want to do drugs and they're going to this ashram. And I thought, I look so German. When I leave the plane there, everybody thinks that's the reason why I'm there. And I said, no, I do that later. And I kind of signed up to a program, just that I had a studio. So it was a summer program in a school in New York, because I didn't want to do just a vacation. I kind of like to do things. And so that's why I came to New York in '83 and did that program in the summer, and it was an international program. Many foreigners there, and it was the best time I had, because the city was so welcoming and very different for me than Germany, because it was so multicultural and all this kind of different influences. And it gave me a lot of space to breathe, because in Germany I was a German in Germany, and I knew all the rules and I know how to behave and what to do and what not to do. And here I finally was kind of free, because free out of different elements. Free because I did not know the rules, and that let me really go everywhere, and I was excused everywhere when I make mistakes using certain rules. But also, like, I was very anonymous. I was like part of the crowd, and that was kind of really, really nice place for me to be. So then it took me kind of really a while to figure out where's my place. Being tourist for a while, or then maybe a visitor who stays for a long time, and then turning into a second home. I mean, I still have two homes. I still feel very much German. But I'm also kind of part of America now. So.
And so you were in Italy most of the time, or you moved around the world?
You mean in New York?
In Germany.
In Germany, I've left right after university. So I studied art in Germany at university, and then right after that I kind of left, and it happened. It never was my intention to immigrate.
So we were speaking before about what is an artist. What's an artist? Let's take back this concept. What's an artist to you?
There might be many people, they think they want to be artists, and there are maybe artists, and there might be other people, they don't even think that they're artists, but there are artists because they just have a form of creation. They like to build, they like to do something, to create something. And I mean, it's such a complex question for me, because an artist can be in any kind of field, writing, visual arts, music. But it's like, I think artists are more people, they like to go to the edge. They like to explore something new on their own. They like to take risks on their way to do it. And the risks could be, they are kind of, that they have to be persons, they are kind of a little bit selfish on their way to go there, but also sometimes not so caring so much about themselves, what's happened on their way. That risk could mean they can be successful, but I think when people call themselves artists, or we would call them artists, they're also very much aware that there can be many, many failures on that way. And I think every artist tries to reach kind of the top of the hill. I don't know what that is. It's maybe either that's what's inside of you, what you like, what you really want to create, or maybe it's fame. That might be also different for people. Sometimes they come together, that's wonderful. Then you make money and you get recognition, but not always. I think for most artists, they don't come together always, or they come together in very different parts of their life. So to make it short, I think artist is a risk taker. Somebody who wants to go out on his own, make his own footsteps in the snow, don't follow other people, and discover something new for himself, and give also, maybe give to other people while he discovered new ways to think or to enjoy or just be happy.
Now I'd like to know, what is your research?
I mean, now I'm at a point, I just got the studio, and it's a 6-month program, and I kind of went in here with kind of an empty head. It's kind of interesting, and I did that kind of on purpose too. I wanted to maybe feel the room first, and then make some work. The only idea which I brought in here with me was I want to do something with paper mache. You know, this work that way. But when you want to talk about an idea which I had before my last project, which I did, I liked that project because it was interesting. I went actually to a place. They asked me to do a sculpture, and my interest in my work is a little bit about communication, how people deal with each other and meet and talk and exchange information. So I thought in that project, it was a small city, 35,000 people, and people never have the chance to know with how many interesting people they live together. I mean, you might think when you go to a market or so, but you never see all these people together. So I decided to represent each citizen with a pencil. So I collected, and I didn't have a big budget, so I asked people to send me pencils. It was actually probably the most interesting part in this whole thing, because people sent me pencils from their grandfather, and pencils, they're really important for them. So at the end, I got 35,000 pencils, and 35,000, and different colors, different sizes, and really many of them were from friends or friends of friends, and they had a history. That was kind of really interesting. So then I made to that city, so I wanted to show the people with how many people they share that place, and I made kind of an abstract shape of that city in a three-dimensional form, and I put from all sides like 30,000 pencils in there. So when people looked at that sculpture, they were able for the first time to see how many people they share this place with. And then maybe I wanted to make them think, like, when there's so many people, maybe there might be a lot of interesting people I never met. And maybe I should meet them, or I should be more aware in this place when I walk around. There must be more interesting people. And my idea was deeper. It did not work out all the way, but I thought at some point each citizens could take a pencil and write a note or a story which never was told, or write to their neighbor because they had problems and said, I want to forget this problem. You know, just start a form of communicating, interacting with each other, and maybe new friendship, new ideas, forgotten stories surface. So that was very interesting work for me. And interesting was kind of also this, just collecting my materials became actually quite an interesting part in that whole process. It was not like going to a store and purchase something, but people gave me their personal memories, which I kind of thought was very, very interesting.